made around 400 million during your career?
I don't know, it could have been.
Yet end up spending more than you made, and at one point were like 50 million in debt?
Yeah, that was amazing too.
Mike Tyson earned over $400 million and still lost it all. Toni Braxton sold millions of albums but filed for bankruptcy twice. DMX went from global fame to fighting for survival. In this video, we're looking at black celebrities who went from millionaire status to losing everything. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, born in Brooklyn's notorious Brownsville projects, transformed from a troubled youth with 38 arrests by age 13 into the youngest heavyweight champion in history at just 20 years old. At his peak, Tyson earned between $400 million and $700 million throughout his career, equivalent to roughly $800 million to $1.4 billion in today's dollars. He commanded $30 million for his 1996 fight against Evander Holyfield and a staggering $103 million for his 2002 bout against Lennox Lewis, despite losing. His lifestyle matched his earnings. A 21-bedroom Connecticut mansion with a casino and nightclub, 3 Bengal tigers costing $70,000 each with $200,000 annual upkeep, and a car collection that included over 100 vehicles worth $1 million.
Made around 400 million during your career?
I don't know, it could have been.
Yet end up spending more than you made, and at one point were like 50 million in debt?
Yeah, that was amazing too. But
How does that happen?
just being reckless, young and foolish.
But Tyson's financial destruction came from multiple fronts. He spent $400,000 monthly at his peak, including absurd purchases like a $2.1 million gray bathtub and a $10,000 birthday party. His 1992 rape conviction led to 3 years in prison and $9 million in legal fees from 1995 to 1997. His divorce from Robin Givens cost an estimated $10 million, while his second divorce from Monica Turner required a $9 million settlement. Perhaps most damaging, promoter Don King allegedly siphoned over $100 million through shady contracts, leading to a lawsuit that settled for just $14 million.
If you think a lot of money is gonna make you happy, you never had a lot of money before.
So what do you value now? What's at the top for you to value?
Me, my children, my whole barometer of life. Yeah,
By August 2003, Tyson filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy with $23 million in debt, owing $13.4 million to the IRS and $4 million to British tax authorities. He famously sold his Ohio mansion to 50 Cent for $4.4 million, a fraction of its value. His final fights in 2004 and 2005 earned him $15 million, which he quickly spent, admitting on The View in 2010 that he was totally destitute and broke.
I've been rich and broke more than anybody I know. You know, anybody who's a real winner out here that wants to be. You know, if I could get wealthy once, I could do it again.
That's true.
And again, and again. And like I said, I've been rich and broke more than anybody. I've made fortunes and lost and made them and lost and made them and lost and made them and lost still. But I always got them back, but I lost them too.
Today, at 59, Tyson's net worth stands at an estimated $20 to $30 million, rebuilt through his cannabis company Tyson 2.0, which generates $900,000 monthly, his hotboxing podcast, cameos in films like the Hangover trilogy, and a $20 million payday from his 2024 exhibition fight against Jake Paul. He credits sobriety since 2005 and his wife Lakia Spicer for grounding him. Living in a $13 million Palm Beach estate, Tyson has found peace, stating, "Money comes and goes. Now I just want peace." Toni Braxton. Toni Braxton, born in Severn, Maryland, emerged from church choirs to become one of R&B's most distinctive voices. Signed to Layface Records by industry titans L.A. Reid and Babyface, her 1993 self-titled debut album sold over $8 million copies, generating $170 million in total sales revenue for the label. Her 1996 album Secrets sold $15 million copies worldwide, with Unbreak My Heart becoming one of the best-selling singles of all time, spending $11 11 weeks at #1. Despite this massive commercial success, Braxton's contract proved devastating. She received approximately 35 cents per album in royalties after advances were recouped, leaving her with just $1,172 in total royalties, despite generating $170 million for her label, a situation eerily similar to TLC's financial struggles with the same label. Meanwhile, her spending spiraled out of control. She admitted to losing herself a little bit with purchases including 1,000 thread count sheets, Fabergé eggs, and Gucci cutlery. In January 1998, Braxton filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy with over $5 million in liabilities, suing LaFace and Arista Records to escape her contract. The bankruptcy forced her to auction off her Grammys, piano, and cars, but allowed her to exit the exploitative deal. She emerged around 2000 with a new contract and released The Heat, which sold over $2 million copies. However, her financial troubles weren't over. In October 2010, Braxton filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy again, this time listing assets of $1.10 million against debts of $10.50 million. The primary culprit was her self-funded Las Vegas residency, Toni Braxton, revealed at the Flamingo from 2006-2010. She had renewed vendor contracts before collapsing on stage in 2007 with microvascular angina, forcing show cancellations that cost $1 million. Her 2010 lupus diagnosis prevented her from performing, and she lost her $2.6 million Nevada home to foreclosure. The debt included $16 million in label royalties owed, $734,000 to the IRS for 2007-2009, and $39,000 in property taxes. A 2013 settlement required Braxton to pay approximately $150,000 and discharge most of her debt, though she lost royalties on 27 songs, including hits like You're Making Me High. Additional IRS liens totaling over $780,000 surfaced in 2018-2019. Today, Braxton's net worth is estimated at $8 to $12 million, with most sources citing $10 million. She earns $750,000 to $1 million annually from overseas tours, serves as an executive producer on Braxton Family Values, and has diversified into books, skincare, and acting. She famously said bankruptcy worked great for wiping debts clean. DMX. Earl Simmons, known as DMX, emerged from a horrifically abusive childhood in Yonkers to become one of rap's most raw and authentic voices. Born December 18, 1970, DMX made history as the first rapper to have 5 consecutive albums debut at #1 on the Billboard 200, selling over $70 million records worldwide. His 1998 debut, It's Dark and Hell is Hot, sold 251,000 copies in its first week and over $5 million total, while And Then There Was X achieved 6x platinum status. His gritty authenticity and vulnerability made songs like Rough Riders Anthem, Party Up, and X Gon' Give It To Ya cultural anthems. At his peak, DMX's career earnings exceeded $30-40 million, including substantial income from tours. He earned $1.2 million from the Hard Knock Life tour with Jay-Z, and acting roles like his $4 million paycheck for Romeo Must Die. He owned a $1.5 million Arizona mansion and a $700,000+ New York estate, living large with cars, jewelry, and an entourage. However, his financial collapse was as dramatic as his rise. DMX's primary destroyer was his addiction to crack cocaine, which led to over 20 rehab stints and ultimately his death from an overdose. His addiction cost him $1 million in lost tours and movies, while over 30 arrests for drugs, DUIs, guns, and animal cruelty resulted in massive legal fees and inability to tour internationally. But his most crippling financial burden came from 15 children with 9 different mothers, leading to $1.24 million in back child support by 2013, eventually totaling $1.7 million. He served 6 months in jail in 2015 for failing to pay and faced constant lawsuits. The killing blow came from federal tax fraud charges for hiding $2.3 million in earnings from 2010-2015. Convicted on 14 counts, DMX received 1 year in prison in 2018 plus $2.3 million in restitution that would be garnished forever. He also sued managers for stealing $1.5 million in royalties and made disastrous investments, including an illegal Alabama bingo hall that cost $2 million. DMX filed for bankruptcy at least 5 times between 2009 and 2018, though all were dismissed for incomplete paperwork or missed payments. His 2013 Chapter 11 filing showed $50,000 in assets against $1 to $10 million in debts, with child support airport as the priority claim. By 2018, he was attempting Chapter 13 filings to halt foreclosure on his New York home, owing over $2 million, but these were also dismissed. When DMX died on April 9, 2021, from cardiac arrest following a cocaine overdose, his estate was valued at less than $1 million, likely around $50,000, according to bankruptcy filings. However, his posthumous album Exodus debuted at number 8 on the Billboard 200, and his music catalog and royalties are now valued at $17.7 million. Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson, born June 7, 1975, in Hampton, Virginia, transcended basketball to become a cultural icon who changed the NBA forever. The #1 overall pick in 1996 by the Philadelphia 76ers, The Answer became an 11-time All-Star, 2001 MVP, and 4-time scoring champion, dragging his undersized 6-foot frame and the Sixers to the 2001 NBA Finals. His biggest contract was a 4-year, $73.5 million deal with the Sixers. Beyond basketball, his 1996 rookie deal with Reebok was worth $50 million over 10 years, later upgraded to a lifetime contract in 2001. His total career earnings exceeded $200 million, but Iverson's spending was as legendary as his crossover. He maintained a 50-person entourage that he showered with gifts, housing, and party expenses, famously stating, "No way you can take care of everybody." His lifestyle was jaw-dropping. He owned over 10 luxury cars, including Lamborghinis, Maybachs, and Bentleys, and was notorious for buying a new car and then forgetting where he parked it at the airport. His Atlanta mansion, purchased for $4.5 million, was eventually foreclosed. He kept garbage bags full of cash strewn throughout his home and had an insatiable appetite for jewelry. The breaking point came during his 2010-2013 divorce from his high school sweetheart, Tawana. Court documents from 2012 revealed Iverson's monthly income was $60,000 to $500, while his expenses totaled $360,000 to $400,000, including $10,000 on clothes, $10,000 on food, $10,000 on restaurants, and $30,000 to $40,000 per night at strip clubs. A jewelry debt of over $900,000 to Aiden Jewelers in Georgia triggered court proceedings that revealed his accounts were empty. Iverson famously told the court, "I don't even have money for a cheeseburger," to which Tawana responded by giving him 61. His Atlanta mansion sold for just $725,000, a fraction of the $4.5 million purchase price, and his Denver mansions were foreclosed in 2017. Rumors of bankruptcy circulated, though no formal Chapter 7 or 11 filing occurred, only court threats and debt settlements. By all appearances, Iverson had blown through $200 million and hit rock bottom. But here's where Iverson's story takes a remarkable turn. His Reebok contract included a brilliant protective clause. The company had structured a $32 million trust fund that Iverson cannot access until June 7, 2030, when he turns 55. Additionally, Reebok pays him $800,000 annually for life, providing stable income. This forced savings measure, likely designed to protect him from himself, will ensure financial security in his later years, though his ex-wife Tawana may be entitled to 50% of the trust. Today, at 49, Iverson's net worth is estimated at $1 million, earning approximately $1.6 million per year from his Reebok payments. His position as vice president of basketball at Reebok alongside Shaquille O'Neal, Cannabis Ventures with the Viola Iverson collection strain, and Hall of Fame residuals. Antoine Walker. Antoine Walker, born August 12, 1996, in Chicago's South Side, rose from the streets to become a 3-time NBA All-Star and 2006 NBA champion with the Miami Heat. Over his 13-year NBA career, Walker earned $108 million in salary, with his peak salary reaching $12.5 million with the Heat in 2005-06. His biggest contracts included a 6-year, $71 million deal with the Celtics in 1999 and a 4-year, $31 million return contract. At his peak, he appeared to be set for life, living the baller lifestyle with multiple properties, luxury cars, and jewelry. But Walker's generosity proved to be his financial curse. He maintained a 70-person entourage, paying for their flights, hotels, and meals wherever he went, essentially bankrolling a village. He owned 810 luxury cars including Bentleys and Maybachs, spending $30,000 to customize each one, and collected 20 Jacob & Combers watches. Most devastatingly, he invested in over 140 Chicago properties totaling over $20 million. Walker's downfall came from the perfect storm of bad timing and worse decisions. As a personal guarantor on his real estate investments. When the 2008 recession hit, he was forced to pay back approximately $20 million to banks as properties plummeted in value and partners defaulted. His gambling addiction cost him dearly, with casino debts exceeding $1.2 million in East Chicago and Las Vegas. He once lost $200,000 in just 10 seconds at a casino. Child support and tax obligations, including $27,000 in unpaid tuition and $4,000 per month for his daughter, further drained his resources.
I lost a significant portion of money gambling. I used to go to Vegas and gamble. I lost the bulk of my money investing in real estate. In which in 2007, 2008, we went through the recession.
In May 2010, Walker filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy in the Southern District of Florida, listing his Miami home worth $2.3 million, but with a $3.6 million mortgage underwater. His total assets of $4.3 million were dwarfed by debts of $12.7 million. Humiliatingly, he was forced to sell his 2006 NBA championship ring for just $6,000, with his bank account showing only $2,900 in savings and $19,000 worth of clothes and furniture. His friend Nazar Muhammad paid half of his attorney fees. The bankruptcy process took 2.5 years and discharged his debts by 2013. Post-bankruptcy, Walker briefly played in the D-League for the Idaho Stampede, earning less than $25,000 per year and living with a roommate. He faced additional legal troubles, including a DUI in 2009 and a bad check fraud felony. Today, at 48, Walker's net worth stands at approximately $250,000, earning an estimated $500,000+ annually through his work as a SEC network analyst and commentator, financial literacy consulting with EduCore and Morgan Stanley, his vested NBA pension providing approximately $100,000+ per year for life, and speaking engagements. Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman, born May 13, 1961, in Trenton, New Jersey, transformed from an airport janitor to one of basketball's most dominant and eccentric players. The five-time NBA champion, 2 with the Detroit Pistons Bad Boys, 3 with the Chicago Bulls dynasty, alongside Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, was a 7-time rebounding champion and 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2011. Over his NBA career from 1986 to 2000, Rodman earned approximately $27 million in salary equivalent to about $43 to $54 million adjusted for inflation, with his peak earning year being 1996 to 97 with the Bulls at $9 million. Beyond basketball, he capitalized on fame through WCW wrestling with Hulk Hogan, acting, reality TV appearances on Celebrity Apprentice and Celebrity Rehab, and endorsements. In 2004, he won $222,000 on Celebrity Mole. He owned a Newport Beach mansion purchased for $825,000 that he later flipped for $3.8 million.
I love the fact that I don't like about money because it hurts me more than anything in the world. So if you look at some of the things I've said over the years, my interviews, I said, you know what? I didn't play the game for the money. I didn't play the game for accolades. I didn't play the game to be famous. I just love the game. I love making people happy. That's all I always say. So that right there is the most happiest time I've been in my life when I was broke.
But Rodman's financial destruction came from multiple sources. His lavish lifestyle included Vegas benders costing $30,000 to $72,000 per night, yachts, and parties where he set money on fire. Gambling addiction cost untold $1 million in casinos and backroom games. His 3 divorces proved costly. Annie Bakes, daughter Alexis, Carmen Electra, marriage lasted just 9 days, and Michelle Moyer, son DJ and daughter Trinity. In 2012, Rodman faced court over owing $860,376 in back child support to Moyer for their 2 children. Perhaps most devastating was the 2016 arrest of his longtime financial advisor Peggy Ann Fulford, known as Mama, for embezzling $1.24 million from Rodman alone as part of a larger scheme that defrauded multiple athletes of $5.79 million total. She received a 10-year prison sentence. Rodman's trust in her, stemming from his lack of financial savvy, wiped out significant savings. NBA fines and suspensions, including a $200,000 fine and 11-game suspension in 1997 for kicking a courtside cameraman, cost over $1 million throughout his career. By 2012, Rodman's lawyers declared in Detroit court that he was completely broke and couldn't pay a dime on his $860,000 child support debt. He sold a 1959 Cadillac for $70,000 to raise funds. Reports described lights out, insurance lapsed at his residence. While bankruptcy rumors circulated, speculated, no confirmed Chapter 7 or 11 filing exists, with debt settled through asset sales and settlements.
That right there is the most happiest time I've been in my life. No one's broke.
Wow, that's powerful, man.
So-
I don't know a lot of people who would say that. It takes a lot to say that.
So you give me $20 a week, I've had that bitch going on for 10 days.
Today, at 63, Rodman's net worth is estimated at $500,000 to $1 million, earning approximately $250,000 to $350,000 annually. Gary Coleman. Gary Coleman, born February 8, 1968, in Zion, Illinois, became one of television's most iconic child stars as Arnold Jackson on Different Strokes, 1978-1986. His infectious charm and catchphrase, "What you talking about, Willis?" made him a household name, despite suffering from kidney disease that stunted his growth to 4 feet 8 inches. Coleman became the highest-paid TV actor of his era, earning $100,000 per episode at his peak, equivalent to approximately $2.5 million per season, or $6.5 million adjusted for inflation. Over the show's 8 seasons, Coleman earned approximately $18 million total, supplemented by lucrative commercials for McDonald's and Hallmark, film roles including On the Right Track, and awards including 2 Young Artist Awards and 3 People's Choice Awards. The money was placed in a trust fund called Gary Coleman Productions, and he appeared to be set for life. But Coleman's story became the textbook example of child star exploitation. In 1989, at age 17, Coleman discovered his trust fund of $18 million had been reduced to just $220,000. His parents, Willie and Sue Coleman, along with his manager, Anita DeThomas, had served as paid managers who skimmed through excessive fees and unauthorized withdrawals. Coleman sued them, and in 1993, won a settlement of $1.28 million. However, that settlement quickly evaporated through taxes, attorney fees, and bad investments. Coleman's medical expenses for 2 kidney transplants in 1973 and 1984, plus lifelong dialysis estimated at over $100,000 annually, drained resources. His acting career crashed post Different Strokes due to typecasting, forcing him to work as a security guard. He lost $200,000 in 1995 investing in the Gary Coleman Game Parlor, an arcade that flopped. Over 30 arrests for assault charges resulted in mounting legal fees. In August 1999, at age 31, Coleman filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy in Los Angeles federal court with approximately $72,000 in debt. His assets were listed as multiple thousands, but debts were discharged. He blamed the situation on me to parents to lawyers to me, reflecting on the cycle of exploitation. Coleman worked as a security guard while undergoing dialysis 3 times per week. He moved to Utah, purchasing a home with a $315,000 to $325,000 mortgage that went underwater. Coleman's personal life proved equally turbulent. He married Shannon Price in 2007, divorced in 2008 amid abuse allegations and restraining orders, but they continued living together. On May 28, 2010, Coleman suffered a brain hemorrhage from a fall at his Santaquin, Utah, home and died at age 42. His net worth at death was approximately $75,000. Marion Jones. Marion Jones, born October 12, 1975 in Los Angeles, was dubbed the fastest woman alive and became track and field's first female $1 million satire. After winning an NCAA basketball championship with UNC in 1994, Jones dominated sprinting, achieving a 34-race winning streak in 1998 and winning 7 World Championship gold medals. At the 2000 Sydney Olympics, she won 5 medals, 3 gold, 2 bronze, making her the first female track athlete to win 5 medals at a single Olympics. Jones's earnings at her peak were staggering. She commanded $70,000, $80,000 per race, competing in over 30 races per year, plus over $1 million annually from Nike and other endorsements. Her career earnings totaled approximately $7.5 million from meet fees and bonuses, plus $1 million more in appearance fees. She was named Associated Press Female Athlete of the Year in 2000 and owned a $2.5 million North Carolina mansion near Michael Jordan. Her lifestyle suggested she had achieved permanent financial security, married first to shot putter C.J. Hunter, 1998-2002, and later to sprinter Obadell Thompson, 2007.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Marion Jones Thompson, and I'm here today because I have something very important to tell you, my fans, my friends, and my family. Over the many years of my life, as an athlete in the sport of track and field, you have been fiercely loyal and supportive towards me.
But everything came crashing down due to the Balco doping scandal, linked to the scandal through her ex-husband C.J. Hunter, who failed multiple drug tests. Jones vehemently denied using performance-enhancing drugs for years. However, in 2007, she confessed to using steroids from 1999 and 2002 provided by Balco. The consequences were devastating. She lost all endorsement deals worth over $1 million annually, was stripped of all 5 Olympic medals and prize money totaling $1 million, and was ordered to repay $330,000 for missed races.
And so it is with a great amount of shame that I stand before you and tell you that I have betrayed your trust. I want all of you to know that today I pled guilty to 2 counts of making false statements to federal agents.
Legal fees mounted into the hundreds of thousands of dollars as she fought Balco grand jury testimony, USADA bans, and a $25 million defamation lawsuit against Balco founder Victor Conte. Her North Carolina mansion was foreclosed in 2006, and she was forced to sell her mother's house plus 2 additional properties. In June 2007, a deposition in a lawsuit by coach Dan Pfaff revealed Jones had just $2,000 in bank assets and heavy debts totaling $240,000 for training costs plus $330,000 for race repayments, with no recovery plan. The final blow came when Jones was convicted of perjury and check fraud, alongside ex-boyfriend and father of her first child, Tim Montgomery, and sentenced to 6 months in federal prison in 2008.
Your husband drives you in 2008 to this prison, and you get dropped off, and you walk in, and they take you to a cell, and the door shuts.
Right.
What are you thinking?
Like, how did this happen? How in the world is my worst nightmare actually happening?
Her career was killed, leaving her with no income. She attempted a comeback in the WNBA with the Tulsa Shock in 2010 to 2011, earning approximately $50,000 and averaging 2.6 points per game before retiring. While bankruptcy was threatened, no confirmed Chapter 7 or 11 filing exists, with assets liquidated through foreclosures and sales providing a fresh start post-prison. Today, at 49, Jones's net worth is estimated at $500,000 to $1 million, with most sources citing $500,000. She resides in Austin, Pflugerville, Texas, in a home purchased for approximately $212,000 in 2012 that has likely gained equity. Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens, born December 7, 1973 in Alexander City, Alabama, rose from a single-mother household to become one of the NFL's greatest wide receivers. A 6-time Pro Bowler and 3-time first-team All-Pro, Owens amassed 1,078 receptions for 15,934 yards and 153 touchdowns, third all-time in receiving touchdowns. Over his NFL career from 1996 to 2010, Owens earned approximately $80 million in salary, with his peak year earning $13.7 million in 2008. Major contracts included $27 million with the Cowboys from 2006-2008 and $34 million with the Bills in 2009. His rookie contract in 1996 paid $1.2 million. Endorsements from Nike, McDonald's, Pepsi, plus reality TV and films like Norbit, which grossed $300 million plus, brought his total career earnings to approximately $100 million plus. At his peak, he owned a $3 million plus Atlanta mansion, luxury cars including Lamborghinis and Ferraris, jewelry, and maintained a large entourage.
Of my funds. And so, not to go too in depth about it, obviously with pending litigation and things of that nature, it's just me just not being responsible, I guess, number one, and just being, taking that extra time to monitor, what I've worked so hard for.
Was it you not being responsible, or were people just blatantly?
But Owens's financial destruction came from a lethal combination of factors. He made disastrous investments, including $20 million plus lost in high-risk real estate, particularly a New Jersey home that lost $2 million, and mortgages totaling $750,000 per year on rental properties that tanked during the 2008 housing crash. He invested $2 million in an illegal Alabama bingo bingo hall. He sued his agent Drew Rosenhaus for $6.5 million in fraud, plus lawyer Pamela Linden and advisor Jeff Rubin, claiming they stole from him. Lawsuits that cost $1 million in legal fees. But the crushing blow was child support. Owens had 4 children with 4 different mothers, and court orders required him to pay $44,000 to $60,000 per month total, $20,000 for one child, $13,400 for another, $5,000 for a third. He was sued 3 times per year for arrears and faced jail threats, paying to avoid incarceration. His ex, Ebony Gray, sued for $2.5 million per month in 2018, which was denied. This obligation consumed over 50% of his income even during peak earning years. Real estate disasters multiplied. His $3.9 million New Jersey mansion sold for a $1.7 million loss in 2010. 2 Dallas condos went to foreclosure auction in 2012 with over $900,000 owed, and his Georgia home was foreclosed. By 2010, he was living in his girlfriend's apartment. A 2010 suicide attempt via pills and overdose occurred amid the stress. His 2014 2-week marriage ended with his ex claiming he married for credit score.
It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better.
When I was in Cincinnati, we went through the whole little audit thing, and they brought my credit report going back as far as 2004, when I was for sure making money. My credit is like in the 500, 600s.
You got a freaking black card. How is your credit?
But I just don't get it.
While bankruptcy rumors circulated in 2010-2011, particularly concerning unpaid deposits for Dallas gigs and lawsuits from unpaid staff and lawyers, no confirmed Chapter 7 or 11 filing exists in federal records. Instead, Owens settled debts privately through asset liquidation, foreclosures, and garnishments continuing. Today, at 51, Owens' net worth is estimated at $3 million, rebuilt through diverse income streams. He resides in a Calabasas, California, home with approximately $2 million in equity. Gary Dourdan. Gary Dourdan, born Gary Robert Durden on December 11, 1966, in Philadelphia, exploded from NYC jazz clubs and modeling to television stardom as Warwick Brown on CSI, Crime Scene Investigation, from 2000 to 2008. His character, a gambling-addicted CSI detective whose dramatic death boosted ratings, earned him 2 NAACP Image Awards and SAG nominations over 190 episodes. He also appeared in music videos including Janet Jackson's Again and films like Alien Resurrection, 1997. During his CSI peak, Dourdan earned an estimated $100,000 to $200,000 per episode, with co-stars like William Peterson and Marg Helgenberger, earning $100,000 to $150,000 in the early 2000s. Over 8 seasons of approximately 22 episodes per season, his total CSI earnings likely reached $20–30 million gross before taxes and agent fees. He owned Venice and Los Angeles mansions worth approximately $1 million plus each, collected classic cars including a Dodge Charger and Harley motorcycles, and lived the Hollywood lifestyle. But Dourdan's crash came swiftly and brutally. In 2008, he failed a random drug test showing ecstasy, cocaine, and heroin, leading to his CSI contract not being renewed. This cost him $2 million plus per year in income and caused residuals to tank since his character was written off. His 2011 arrests, one in July for a car crash with OxyContin and paraphernalia, charges dropped, and another in November for breaking his ex-girlfriend's nose, leading to felony battery, 5-year probation, domestic violence classes, and a $110,000 settlement that his ex fought to keep from being discharged, resulted in no bookings and mounting legal fees. Child support obligations of $1,500 per month, plus $400 per month to ex Jennifer Sutton for daughter Nyla, plus $1,000 more in missed payments for son Lyric with Cynthia Haddon, added pressure. Tax debts exceeded $200,000 in back taxes, plus $4,000 plus in probation fees, and $1,400 in credit card debt to Amex. A 2010 credit card lawsuit triggered the bankruptcy cascade. Dourdan filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy 3 times between 2012 and 2016 in what became known as serial filings. His August 2012 first filing showed $1.8 million in assets against $1.73 million in debts, with only $321 per month in disposable income. income. He filed on auction day for his Wells Fargo Venice home to stop foreclosure, but the case was dismissed for incomplete documents, and he refiled in December. His September 2014, January 2015 second filing revealed $988,000 in assets against $1.46 million in debts, with just $905 in his bank account, plus $84 in savings. His monthly income was $11,500, with expenses of $1,300, including $135 for yoga. This case was dismissed in 2016 for failure to provide tax returns, resulting in a 180-day ban from refiling. The outcome: all cases were dismissed without relief, 2 homes were lost to foreclosure with $949,000 in underwater mortgages, and he was left with near zero liquid assets by 2016 as residuals were garnished. Today, at 58, Dordan's net worth is estimated at $500,000, earning approximately $50,000 to $100,000 annually. His quiet rebound through stage and music shows that resilience can emerge from the darkest chapters. Like this video? Don't forget to explore more similar content through the suggested cards on your screen.